game designed by Seth Jaffe and Dan Keltner. It is one of Dice Hate Me Games' rabbit games, and it is, in my opinion, the best heavy rabbit game. I really do love Diner, but Diner and Isle of Trains, you can't compare them. And yeah, anyway, I'm not going to. I'm going to tell you about Isle of Trains. Isle of Trains is a set collection game where you are trying to pick up and deliver goods, except for you're not picking them up and you're not really delivering them anywhere. It's a card game where the cards can be used as train parts, cargo on those trains, or money for buying things. There's a lot that's going on in this game, but once you get the hang of it and the orientation of the cards, it's really straightforward, and it's a thicker, heavier, thinky game than definitely than Diners. But yeah, the goal of the game is to get the most victory points, and the way that you get victory points is by building train cars, and those cards, which are train cars, will give you points, or by completing contracts, and contracts you complete by delivering goods to certain places that want them. There are only 6 contract cards in the game. They're double-sided, and once you complete the contract on one side, you take the card, and then if you complete the back, which you are the only one that can complete one of the 2 contracts on the back, you get to flip it, and you'll score extra bonus awesome points. Sadly, you can't complete both contracts on the back, but you probably won't want to. You'll probably want to complete another one of the front contracts on another card so you can take that card and keep your opponent from eventually getting that card. The goods that you're trying to complete for your game of Isle of Trains depends on what cards or what contracts you're going to go for. And you have to make sure that you build train cars with cards that are the right type that you need. So the goods in the game are oil, coal, and something else. Boxcars? I can't remember. It's oil, coal, what's the other one? Lumber? Wood? Can't remember. So anyway, so you build these train cars and you have an engine. Everybody starts with an engine and it can pull a certain amount of weight. So you build your train cars and you add them to your train. And the way that you buy them is you have to discard however many number of cards it says the little cost is. And then you add it to your train, and then now you can load that type of good. And this is the really cool thing. When you load trains, you don't have to just load your cars. You can load opponents' cars, which actually you want to do because there are bonuses for loading cars on trains. When you load an opponent's train car, you'll get a bonus that's above the thing if you give it the right thing, and you always have to give it the right thing, otherwise you can't load it. Anyway, but if you load your own, you don't get that bonus. So there's this incentive where you want your opponents to have stuff that you have in your hand so that you can load their cars and get more stuff. And those stuffs can be like bonus actions, bonus cards, all kinds of stuff. It's really loud. You're trying to load these train cars. This is the cool thing. So let's say I'm going for an oil and water contract. We're gonna say that third one's water because I can't remember. So I have the train cars that can take oil and water and I want them, but I don't want to load my own stuff into my own train cards because I don't get bonuses. I want to load cards into my opponent's train, and I want to make sure that I have a train that is incentivizing my opponent to load into my train to give me the goods that I need to complete the contracts I want. You're building your own train, you're doing your own hand management, all that kind of stuff, but you're not sandboxed because the only way to get really great chaining actions and that kind of stuff is to load your opponent's train. It's a nice, solid twist on a pickup and delivery train game because you're not too worried about physical location. You actually don't care about physical location at all. You're like the guy at the depot whose sole job is to put coal on trains. Like, you don't care about anything else. You just are the guy that's like swinging deals in the backyard of the train yard, being all like, yo, Jimmy, give me your coal, I'll give you some oil. Yeah. Isle of Trains is for 2 to 4 players, and I would say it honestly takes, if you are doing a 2-player game and you know what you're doing, maybe half an hour. If it's more, it definitely can go up to an hour. Once you really get the flow, like a 3 or 4 player game can do 45 minutes. I'm gonna say. The art is also super cute. I love the art. And, oh hey, a train's coming in. Isle of Trains is my favorite travel pockety train game, and I am just sad that there are no trade tables on this train for me to play. What have you been playing lately? TheOneTAR!